She was my brother's bride, and my secret fantasy. I never thought I'd fall in love with someone I was never supposed to. From the moment I met her, I knew she was different. Her laugh, her warmth, the way she could light up a room just by walking in. But there was one thing that made everything impossible. She was engaged to my brother. It started on a quiet Sunday afternoon when my brother introduced her to the family. Her name was Clara, 24, graceful, kind, with eyes that seemed to see right through you. I was 26, a freelance artist who had never believed in love at first sight until that day. My brother, Ethan, was everything I wasn't: confident, outgoing, the golden child of our family. And yet, as Clara smiled at me across the table, I felt something shift, something forbidden, something I tried to bury. Weeks passed, and preparations for their wedding filled our home. I told myself it was just admiration, that I was happy for them. But the more time we spent together, the harder it became to ignore the ache in my chest. She would laugh at my jokes, linger in conversation, and sometimes look at me in a way that felt like a question neither of us dared to answer. One night, during a storm, the power went out while everyone was away. It was just me and Clara, trapped in that flickering candlelight. We talked for hours, about dreams, regrets, the feeling of being loved and unseen at the same time. Her voice trembled when she whispered, "Sometimes I feel like I chose safety, not love." My heart stopped. I wanted to tell her that love was standing right in front of her. But how could I? She belonged to my brother. The wedding came closer. I smiled, I helped, I stood beside Ethan as his best man, pretending everything was fine. But inside, I was falling apart. The night before the ceremony, I found Clara sitting alone under the stars, tears glistening in her eyes. "You ever wish life gave you one more chance?" she asked softly, and I, trembling, said, "Every single day." For a moment the world froze, and she leaned her head on my shoulder. No words, no promises, just the quiet truth that we both knew. The next day, I watched her walk down the aisle. I wanted to scream, to stop it, but I didn't, because love isn't always about having someone. Sometimes it's about letting them go. Months later, Ethan and Clara moved away. I buried myself in my art, painting faces I could never forget. But one day I received a letter. It was from Clara. She wrote, "I hope you're happy, because I'm trying to be. Thank you for never saying what we both knew. Maybe in another life." And that was it. Closure wrapped in heartbreak. Years later, I still think of her, not as my brother's wife, but as the one love that taught me how to lose gracefully. So if you've ever loved someone you couldn't have, you know the pain that never fully leaves. But maybe that's what makes us human, loving deeply, even when it hurts. What would you have done if you were me? Would you have confessed your heart or let it break in silence? Tell me your thoughts in the comments, because sometimes the hardest love stories are the ones we never get to finish.